If you dive into the world of art advice, you'll very quickly fall into a barrage of conflicting advice, ideas, and pressures, some generated from artists, some from yourselves. Draw looser, do illustrations, be more accurate, be able to draw every detail perfectly, be wild, be creative, make sure your art has a message, draw from observation. And then there's the skills, like proper anatomy, or your style, or drawing people or animals. Maybe it's composition, maybe it's different techniques, etc., etc. And then there's these cool paintings with splashy backgrounds. There's these really imaginative, fantastical scenes. There's compelling color schemes. There's very sketchy drawings that have this lovely looseness. There's super realistic, tight ones that are also gorgeous and amazing. The list just goes on and on. I was brainstorming video ideas the other day. I have this whole long list, and I was shifting through them and trying to pick one I felt like doing, which is usually a bad way of going about things. I mean, in your art, if you only ever do art when you're in the mood, first of all, you're going to be in the mood way less than if you worked, and second of all, you're really halting your progress. And I know that, obviously, but if possible, you still want to do stuff you're in the mood to do, so I guess I'm kind of justified, right? And I was thinking, why am I feeling like this? Why do none of these video ideas appeal to me right now? They did the other day. And I kept on thinking, and sometimes an idea would pop up and I would be like, oh yeah, I could do that. But then another one would go and I'm like, oh, maybe I want to do that more. But there's always this perfectionist side of me going, oh, but is that the perfect time to be doing this? Maybe I'll be able to do it better later on, and I should give myself more time to research this or something. I don't know. And so I did what I usually do when I have no idea what I'm doing. I went on YouTube and I watched art videos and looked at different art and read articles. Really, it's just another way of procrastinating, but hey, sometimes it's a helpful way of procrastinating. Not right then, it wasn't. That feeling of indecision just got worse. And then I realized the actual problem. It wasn't that I didn't know what I wanted to create or that I didn't want to create. It was just that I had too many ideas spinning around in my head, and not even video ideas in particular, but art in general, for creating things. There's so many different ways of doing art and so many different ideas and advice out there. And they all have their own beauty and appeal, and if you're anything like me, you just want to do it all. But you don't have time to do it all, and certainly not all at once. That's just, well, more overwhelming. And then there's that other fact, the fact that you're not quite there yet. Not for all of those things anyway. I'm not good at loose pieces or drawing from my imagination, for example. Not as good as I want to be anyway. And on top of that, there's also the confusion. Confusion between what you admire and enjoy, what you feel pressured to do, and where you actually want to take your art. I mean, just because I love fantastical work doesn't mean I have to do it, right? And just because there's artists telling me I have to loosen up doesn't mean I have to either. But maybe I want to. And maybe I don't. I honestly am not sure right now. How does one deal with these feelings? How do you decide where you want to go now and what thing you should focus on? And how do you make the pressure to do the things that you aren't interested in stop bothering you? Those are big questions, and they're not something I've entirely figured out. There are ways of figuring them out, and I know in theory how to do it. But there are some situations you can't figure out with just a checklist. This is one of those situations. I'm so undecided, the only way to figure out where I want to go is to start trying things. So that's what I'm going to do, like I've been doing for the past year. I'm going to do new things, listen to all different kinds of artists and their varying advice, which is something you should always be doing, by the way, and then see how I like it and go from there. And I'm not going to worry about that overarching goal I'll probably be harping on and on about in my videos. I mean, right now I think that is my overarching goal, to experiment with everything, just not all at once. And I think that's the best thing you can do when you're feeling completely overwhelmed and directionless. Just start doing something and stop overthinking. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have any tips and tricks for people who are feeling overwhelmed or pressured, and kind of how you distinguish between basically anything. I'm desperate for advice. Also, you can check out my blog. I post there twice a week things like that up there. It's in the description below. Thanks for watching. Bye.